Guys, Tarek here, and today we'll be doing a manga haul slash manga review of the last set of manga purchases that I have made in the recent time. These mangas are. So the first one, Full Metal Alchemist Volume 1. I must firstly state that the cover art is very attractive. That's one of the first things I realized. Overall, even the spine of the book. Most of the mangas that came out in the 2000s had more of like a white color on their spines and also overall. Take Naruto for example, you can see it mainly as like this white layout. I wonder if that's due to the manga publisher. I think this one's from Kodansha, which is different than Shueisha. Sorry if I butchered the name, but yes, I wonder if back then Shonen Jump or Shueisha had a distinct outline, because I realized that even HunterXHunter and other titles from around that time has more of the white outline compared to these volumes that have more of a customized outline, the full metal seam, you have the metal outline and stuff like that. Other than that, the art is very good. I must also mention one thing I really like is their one spread. I cannot show everything because copyrights, but their one spread or double spread pages are the best things about these kind of mangas, especially 2000s mangas. And I think nowadays the double spread is more of the more interesting artworks when it comes to the manga, yes. But for Full Metal Alchemist from the first volume, I must say I really like that single spread, like when they do a one straight panel instead of breaking up into many pieces. Next thing I like as well is the shading in this manga. Something that I don't really like with manga, I don't know if it's a personal preference, but when I'm reading a manga and I see too much white spaces in the panels, it comes across as being lazy to me. But that's probably because I'm someone who likes a lot of detail. But with Full Metal Alchemist, there's a lot of attention to the background, either with the tonal spreads, as you can see. Something like this could have simply been like just clear. It's also because I think majority of volume 1 for the manga takes place in the night or in a dark area. So that does work out in its benefit, if you get what I'm saying. As you can realize, you do have some clear backgrounds, but those are for emphasis. But most of the scenes take place in the night, as you can see right here. But yes, I really like this manga overall. It's a good buy, good purchase, especially since it's a volume 1. I highly recommend. We have Naruto volumes 1 and 2. Since they are both from the same series and continuous, I will go over them in one scoop. So first thing I should mention, my favorite anime and also manga of all time is Naruto. Um, Mainly because of its impact on my childhood. One, two, the art. Like it's what got me into art overall as an artist, I should mention. So there's some amount of bias, but I'll keep it fair as possible. Um, One bias is that I've always wanted these mangas. Like when I saw mangas being sold up in my country, I actually was looking for the Naruto manga first, but it wasn't so available. Right? So I ended up buying Jujutsu Kaisen, as I mentioned in my previous video. Um, but as I saw this one, just the thought of the first cover, because I remember when I was younger and I was watching the Blu-ray DVD, they used to advertise like stuff before you actually could start watching the episodes, and they did advertise the manga, so I did see like this, this cover art right here from Volume 1. It's like one of those oldest memories I've linked to Naruto in the sense of manga, this volume right here. So it felt nostalgic when I got this one. And this one also, in that, to be honest, the Naruto manga volumes covers, especially for part 1, they all had this similar sequence. Either you had Naruto on the front with someone who's a focus of the volume. The earlier volumes, first one have to have him by himself. Second one had him and his two other teammates. And the third one had like Naruto and Kakashi, right? But yes, the art for it, I must say, is very substantial, right? As in, you can tell that it's early Naruto because, for example, earlier Naruto they used to have more face expressions and stuff like that. Then I read on something that said the author, after the anime started airing, tried to make his manga replicate the anime art style because most persons knew Naruto from the medium of the anime. So he was trying to, incorporate that. So as it went on, the art style became more like the anime. which is a good thing, but I felt like Naruto earlier art style was more special to itself and also to the time. Even can be seen with the art as well. Like I remember when I was younger, when they used to sell those like Naruto cards, like the Chinese or bootleg Naruto cards, and they had like some art design on the back of them and stuff like that on the box package. And I was always like, this doesn't look like Naruto. But then I started reading these mangas, and also over the years before even reading these mangas, I saw some of those arts on the internet, right? For example, I think I went on it earlier. I saw a colored version of this before, and I was like, this doesn't look Naruto-esque, especially in the beginning, because no one saw Sasuke summoning an arc until part 2 and stuff like that. But the art is so unique, so captivating. I like the use of the shades, especially if you look at the colored version of them. You'll be like, wow, that's very impressive. A next thing that I really like as well is that I read the manga before, right? Like partially, but watch all the anime. But while reading this manga, I realized that they either changed up a lot of the stuff that is being taught across, either by translation error or just a translation difference in, language. But I also realized that certain stuff get explained differently in the manga. For example, I think they more likely did call genjutsu illusion magic, right? And they used to call like certain stuff that you'd hear like chakra, they call it magic. Also when they were explaining the Sharingan in the second volume, they explained it in a different sense than how the anime did, I felt. Unless I'm making a mistake, someone can correct me. But yes, these volumes covered majority of, well, not majority of, but it covers the first half of the first manga arc, Land of Waves. Covered the first encounter with Zabuza. It covered a part of the training sequence. It also covered all of the introduction of, the Genin class to Kekashi and stuff like that. So these two volumes together really worked out well. If you're using the rule of three, which means the first three volumes should be used to determine if you should carry on with investing in a manga, I believe Naruto is one of those cases where you can use the rule of two, in that the first two volumes can be used to determine if you want to continue collecting this manga. Because it covered an important fight, one. It covers majority of the first half of an important arc. Three, it covers the introduction to the main cast to a substantial degree. 4, it gives enough emphasis and explanation into the story so far for you to decide if you want to be more invested in its future, or should I say in the story's future, but especially the main character's future. Well shows his character trait, as they call him the number one unpredictable ninja. They showed an unpredictable scene of him. They showed a scene that showed his courage, although showed his dumbness at the same time and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. This is the volume 2 of HunterXHunter. The reason why I got volume 2 is because I already had volume 1 from earlier in the year. So I got volume 2 just to, continue the order, which is actually good. I haven't started reading this one as yet fully, but when I do, I'll give you a full breakdown on it. Thing is, I actually watched the anime already, so I know what will come up. But there's a difference in that I think they said the 2011 version of the anime that I watched either shortened certain scenes or it removed. In that 2011 version, either shortened certain scenes or it removed certain scenes that were seen as useless or replaced them with something else. Certain choreography, certain stuff it adjusted, especially in the first part of the anime, which is something that the manga will allow for me to catch up on properly. So when I do a full read of this, I'll probably make a video where I just review these two manga volumes separately. And if I get another manga volume, like volume 3, I'll just add on that and do a 3-volume review. But from what I said about volume 1, it's definitely a great add-on. I'm sure that volume 2 improved on stuff from volume 1, especially since the author, Yoshio, butchered the name, Togashi, just call him Togashi. He's a well-renowned author by the time he got to making Hunter x Hunter with Project K and also Yu Yu Hakusho. So yeah, definitely recommend it. And yes, guys, that's the end of the review of this manga all. If you like what you got to see, do subscribe, drop a follow, and also suggest another manga slash anime that I can either collect or watch. Thank you for watching.